This tutorial is for 2nd grade, Module 6, Lesson 7. In this lesson, we will continue to work with rows and columns in arrays. The directions say one row of an array is drawn below. Complete the array with X's to make 3 rows of 4, and we're to draw horizontal lines to separate the rows. We have one row of 4 X's drawn, so I'll draw another row beneath it. So that's 2 rows of X's, but we need 3 rows. So I'm going to draw one more row. And here we have 3 rows of 4. In question B, it says draw an array with X's that has 3 columns of 4 and draw vertical lines to separate the columns. So I'll start with one column of 4, and now make another column of 4. I'll draw a line to separate that, and one more column of 4. So there's my 3 columns of 4. The repeated addition problem that would match this array is 4 plus 4 plus 4, and that shows the amount of X's in each column for a total of 12 X's. When we had 3 rows of 4 in the first part of the problem, we also had 12 X's. And 3 columns of 4, shown by the second array, gives us 12 in all. So we can get 12 by using 3 rows of 4 or 3 columns of 4. The next question says to draw an array of X's with 5 columns of 3. So I'll start with one column of 3 and a second column of 3, and I'll keep going until I have 5 columns of 3. And this is an array showing 5 columns of 3. Now we're going to draw an array of X's with 5 rows of 3. I can start with one row of 3 and a second row of 3, and again I'll continue until I have 5 rows of 3. And this is what that array looks like. The repeated addition problem that would match this array would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. To find my total, I could skip count. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Another way I could do that is I could combine my 3's. 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 3 more is 15. That means that 5 columns of 3 that we had in our first picture is also 15, and our second picture shows 5 rows of 3 for a total of 15. Question 3 says to draw an array of X's with 4 rows of 3. So I'll start with one row of 3, and I'll continue until I have 4 rows of 3. And there's the array that matches that, 4 rows of 3. So my repeated addition problem would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. To find the total, I can combine my 3's. 3 and 3 is 6. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So 4 rows of 3 is 12 altogether. And question 4 says draw an array of X's with one more row of 3 than the array in problem 3. And then we'll write a repeated addition sentence to find the new total number of X's. So I'm going to start by copying the array that I drew for problem 3, which was 4 rows of 3. And now we need to add one more row of 3 to this array. So my repeated addition problem for this array is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, because now I have 5 rows of 3 as compared to 4 rows of 3 in the problem before it. To find my total, I'm going to refer back to problem 3. When I had 4 rows of 3, I had 12 X's. Since I added a 5th row, I'm just going to add 3 more onto the 12 for a total of 15 X's. And my last question says to draw an array of X's with one less column than the array in problem 4. In problem 4, we had 3 columns and there were 5 X's in each column. So now I'm going to draw an array with 2 columns, and there will still be 5 x's in each column. Now when we write our repeated addition sentence, instead of adding 5 groups of 3, I'm going to add 5 groups of 2 because there's 2 x's in each row and there's 5 rows. So that would be 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. To find my total, I'm going to look back at the last problem. We had a total of 15 x's in that problem. I took off this last column. I took 5 of them away. Well, 15 minus 5 is 10. So this array shows 10 x's, or 5 groups of 2.